Everybody to our live stream here on lichess and Twitch. It's a new week. A new week begins here on the Sladgie channel. Hello, my friends. Don't worry, the beard will go soon. I'll make myself look 10 years younger. Revamp the look. Do not fear. Okay, guys. Mr. Coffee, we are live. We're going to be playing challenges against subscribers and friends, 5+3 through 7+3. I have to decide whether to leave the door to the room open to make the Wi-Fi better or to close it so I don't hear spam calls on the landline. I guess I could solve the problem with another message. Hold on a second. Another idea. I have a second idea. There's another solution. Hello, can you hear me? Do you hear me now? Hello, this is Nefno. This is Al-Yakin. Can you hear me now? Okay, so checking out the new acoustics. You guys can hear me. I don't know if you could hear me all the way in the other room. We have echo chamber. But I rigged it so that I don't have to hear spam phone calls and we can have Wi-Fi connection not be interfered with. So we're good. Welcome everybody. We're going to be playing 5+3 through 7+3. We've got a challenge from Mr. Slowhand, who's been a big sponsor of the stream the last week. Very tough players, Mr. Slowhand. I want to say PGS. PGS. What is PGS? PGS is nothing. PG is a thing, but what is PGS? I don't know why I keep wanting to say that. PSG. Post soccer gratitude. Okay, so let me concentrate here for a second, guys. Sorry for the start late. Sorry for the dyslexia. PGS. When I get tired, I start to get dyslexic. It's a really weird phenomenon. I looked it up online, and I couldn't find any references to this happening to people. Has anyone ever noticed that with themselves? That you start to be dyslexic when you're tired? I could find no references, for people saying like that ever happened to them. Normally when you look up stuff online, you find whatever you're looking for. I mean, I think with dyslexia, you have to have it. You can't just have it when you're tired, or basically you're dyslexic. Good joke. All right. Is my coffee cold? No, it's still hot. I'm surprised it's still hot, actually. The coffee's kind of lukewarm, guys. I should have thought of that. It's too late now. All right. So, welcome to our humble subscribers. Mr. Slowhand with 500 bits. Merle Dixon with 100. Guys, the New England Patriots are playing Monday Night Football against the New York Jets, whoever they are. So the stream has to finish at the latest by 8:15. We can only be up to a maximum of 15 minutes late, and we are starting 15 minutes late. So let's get started. Slowhand is up. Kickoff at 8:15. We're right on time. Okay. Yeah, I was just doing a lesson. Stuff with selling my house. Dude, a lot of people's lines on the Jets are not that bad. The Patriots have lost a lot of games to teams like the 2019 Jets in the past. I wouldn't be overconfident. And they haven't been that perfect lately. I don't think this is a game where the Patriots want to be overconfident. It's not a foregone conclusion. It's not the Redskins. They're not that bad like some other teams. Some of the picks I saw were calling the game a little bit close, So I'm hoping at least it'll be an interesting game. You don't want a complete blowout. You want to win, but you want it to be exciting at the same time. Anyway, that's my NFL man, Fisher at Cal. Where are you from? Like Europe or something? Nobody's even talking about that. There was a skit though. I don't know if you heard that about Tom Brady. He did some TV skit, and it had to do with like coming out of a massage parlor, and he's trying to claim that it has nothing to do with Robert Kraft. I mean, that's kind of stretching it. No, it's just a coincidence that Tom Brady does a comedy skit about massage parlors. Anyway. All right, I am, for some reason, having trouble focusing on this very common position. My brain is a little bit not sharp yet, not sharpened up yet. So, all right, we know where we are now. Once I played a6 against the computer, an account here on lichess that was using a computer, it wasn't pretty. That move doesn't seem necessary. Percy Hepworth, good to be back. 10 months, nice. But I'm hoping for I mean, I was kind of missing my sports fix because Patriots didn't play Sunday. Baseball is on hold because there's no World Series till tomorrow or something. So Rook E1. I don't follow soccer. Rook E1. What are we going to do? Now A6. I am not awake yet, guys. Need my coffee, and this is my Red Bull. It's a beer with coffee. Basically the same thing the same effect as a Red Bull. Not exactly, no. Okay, sorry. Thought it was. I like Bishop A4 there, Mr. Slowhand. That's my preferred. HTFP, I wake up all different times, anywhere between 7 a.m. and 9, depending on what day it is. The average is probably around 8 a.m. So it's not too bad. But I didn't have my afternoon nap today, guys, and the afternoon naps keep me young. So too much going on. I'm trying to sell my house. We had people looking at the house this afternoon. No, I mean I'm just so tired that I'm trying to wake myself up again. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Just stamina isn't there. Artificially waking yourself up. No, I haven't slept since 8 o'clock this morning. I need to re-wake myself up again though, because I'm definitely jonesing here. I've looked at some weird moves with like G5. I've also had some unconvincing games in this position. The last couple of times that I've played this line with G6, I've been dissatisfied. So I've gotten past the dyslexia part of being tired, but I'm like, it's going to take me a while to get warmed up, longer than usual. So Naka had to win today to qualify for the candidates. He plays the exchange French. So what's the final word? He didn't win? But who was his opponent? That's the important question. The exchange French can work, against certain players, probably. Against Fabiano? Oh, God. They got paired with each other, and Nakamura had to win to qualify for the candidates? Jesus. That's a nightmare scenario. That's an absolutely nightmare scenario for Hikaru. I mean, should have played better earlier in the tournament. Would be my take on the situation. It's already too late at that point, I guess, is the moral of the story. I'm not sure it mattered what he played, So I don't understand. So what happened? It was a draw? Can somebody tell me the result, please? I think this is a weird opening choice for Mr. Slowhand. Wasn't he playing like stuff like the Gambit style stuff? Mr. Slowhand, didn't you play like the Smith Mora before against me? This is an exceptionally positional variation for white, and the way he's played it is okay, but I'm not sure if it suits his style. Wang Hao, listed as sole winner. Wow, Magnus really has 101 long games without a loss? Yeah, I agree. I agree with PSG that Nakamura's repertoire, it just sucks, you know. It's not Nakamura anymore. It's just boring. Boring. You guys are pretty pumped up about this tournament. I didn't follow it at all. I mean, just I saw a couple of games. Sadly. Who will get the wild card? He who pays the most money to whatever corrupt organization we're talking about. No, we had a game. Remember, we had a game not that long ago. Oof, this is a bit weird. Oof. I was gonna say with trading 2 rooks for the queen. I don't know about this move. Ludwig, what's up? Well, whatever, like, you know, whoever they put in said tournament, there's going to be somebody who's missing. Mr. Slowhand, thanks for your donation. I can't get a handle on Mr. Slowhand's style of play. Before it was like real tactical, gambity, and now he's playing like positional chess today. Very hard to get a handle on an opponent like that when they play differently from game to game. Entirely positional style. What's the deal with Eric Clapton? Percy Upward, we mentioned Eric Clapton yesterday. What is the chance of that? The one thing I'll note is that he is extremely fast. The moves just keep coming. Very quick play by white. Oh, I forgot. All right. That's funny. I completely mentioned Eric Clapton in the. No, I mean, yeah, Eric Clapton. I don't know. I'm a little bit young to be an Eric Clapton fan. I don't know. I'm not quite that old. What a game. Does anyone know what's going on? Found it. Sneaky win. All right, that I feel bad about that game. That was time swindle. All right, guys, I'm a little bit out of it, so we're gonna have to get the coffee in the system. I'm not gonna say good game. You know, a lot of people are like, good game. Somebody beat me in 13 moves yesterday, and they were like, good game. I hate when people do that. I understand it's like an automatic comment. It's worse than poker. You know, but don't say good game when you beat the opponent in 13 moves. Because it's not even appropriate. Mr. Slowhand, take care. Good night, must sleep now. I didn't say I didn't like Clapton. Who said they didn't like Clapton? I'm getting some cute mates now. All right, this game. PSG Soccer Rook. Yeah, HCFP, good idea. Thanks for the game. Good. That's much better. The good game is so hollow, you know. Especially when you crush the other guy. Oh, I don't think I have it in me to play PSG yet. This guy's 2189, and I'm feeling really not awake yet. When I say awake, I was awake all day, but I'm kind of fatigued. I like Eric Clapton, and some of his songs are iconic, but I never was a fan, you know. It's different. But I was talking to Arsenal fan when we started the stream yesterday. Clapton was recently, well, at some point Clapton was quoted as saying that he lived just for the sake of drinking at one point, so it sort of kept him from killing himself. You know, it's an interesting argument. Everybody gives alcoholism a bad name, but in many cases, I think it actually helps people cope in a situation where it's like any other drug. You know, it helped him to cope to the point where he could, you know, not commit suicide, as crazy as that sounds, in a very depressed state. All right. So, this is a line I like to play. Don't really get the chance to play this line very often. Have you ever played the bird for real? Good question. I probably have not. There's a small chance I played it in some kind of club tournament against a really low-rated player. If I did it, you know, there's a small chance I might have done it. I definitely played b3 on move 1 and followed up with f4. In fact, one game notably losing to a 2100. I remember a tournament in Vermont about 20 years ago where I played b3 against a pretty strong young 2100 player, and I turned it into a Bird Larson. And I lost a piece on this sort of trivial trap like d4 and then d3, discovering an attack on my b2 bishop or something. But I can't really recall playing f4 on move 1 in a tournament game, but I wouldn't say it's impossible that I did. I might have played it against an 1800. In a game I can't remember. I played a lot of club tournaments let's say in the 90s against random players between like 17 and 2100, where it's possible that I played the bird. I just don't remember. Bishop d6. Grishuk seems like he stopped. Grishuk seems like he stopped playing theory. He quit theory. You know, it just occurred to me I had this line probably about 5 years ago in a team championship game. I think my opponent played b6 immediately, though. This looks sort of dubious for black. A bird. Black queen doesn't have too many squares there. We can do better than h3. I don't know. If you fall in love with the Dutch defense, you may wind up playing the birds. Kamsky played the bird. Well, he likes to avoid mainstream theory. That's why he plays the London system. God, he never really became an opening theoretician. I think it's the only reason he didn't have a legitimate chance at the top couple spots in the world. He should have concentrated more on openings at some middle stage in his career. He was trained classically not to really focus on openings like Harpov, which is okay. But if you compare Kamsky to someone like Dreyev, the difference is that Dreyev learned openings at some point, although he started out like Kamsky. Nagata never really reached that transition point where he started to get... He did a little bit, but he's never been really strong enough theoretically. I feel like that's missing. If he had that, he would be like top 3 in the world. Could have been top 3 in the world, let's say, if he had been more well trained in the opening or studied more in the opening. But anyway, yeah, it's funny that Kamsky plays the Dutch. You know, that's interesting. He started picking that up at some point. He's done okay with it, you know. Like the Dutch Leningrad, I think. It seems like Magnus with the Dutch Stonewall is a little different. But the Dutch is a good opening because it's not quite as theoretical as some other stuff. Wow. G4A. I don't think this is very kosher for black. Oh, that's interesting. The Dutch Stonewall is something he got from Agdestein. I had no idea. This is just terrible for black. Very dubious position. The web of weaknesses. Dark squares now. And soccer, right. PSG soccer rook. Hang out with Agdestein. Very impressive, you know, very impressive. To be a pro soccer player of any level and a grandmaster. That's sort of insane. No, he wasn't. I mean, how strong a football player was Agdestein? Like, what was his level nationally? How strong? I heard that he was like a professional football player, but what would his soccer rating be, you know, at his peak? I wonder. Clearly, he must have been I'm assuming he was like a stronger chess player than he was a soccer player. Because he was like. Well, did he play for the national team or did he play like, you know, some professional team? I don't even know, you know. I'm not knowledgeable, you know, if he played for a club or he played for the national team or what he did. You know, the thing was he was quote unquote like a professional soccer player. I wasn't sure. Matlikov Gelfand, interesting. I'll check it out. I like both those players, so sounds cool. Really like Matlikov and Gelfand. Great players. I understand that Norway is not a great team. I mean, that's like similar to Hungary, maybe worse. I don't know, but there's a big difference between like national teams and private clubs, I guess. All right, but I don't talk to me from the perspective of soccer because I don't know anything. Black is not in a good way. Is he still allowed to castle here? That's just not fair. He should not be allowed to castle. Nice move. Salvation Army. That's a great move, dude. Staying alive. Can't believe you're gonna stay alive. Man, he missed 94 there? This is just mental. Mental telepathy. Wow. There's just no way this is viable for black. I'm just sacking pawns on general principles without even calculating. At least that's not good enough. Oh man. PSG soccer plays a very ugly game of chess. Bishop e5 check. Did I a6 check? Did I have that last move and I didn't play it? Wow, what am I doing? Dude, what is going on here? I just lost my mind. Just too tired. Just too fast. Yeah, I just can't play bullet chess. Good game. Yeah, that's a very strange brand of chess there by Black. It's not really a good game, dude. I'm just joking about the good game. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I can't give you credit for a good game there. That's not a good game. That's an abomination. That's because I haven't rested all day. I'm just not feeling very fresh. All right. It was an interesting game. I accepted the Amiiboy challenge. I'm sorry. I really shouldn't take his challenge ahead of Arsenal fan. But again, I'm like too tired to realize what I'm doing. I will try to stay awake. That's the best I can do. The best I can promise is to stay awake. D6. This is a strange variation where Black gives up a lot of space. I don't know. I think the PSG is kind of like my simul yesterday. I don't really understand playing so fast, you know. But he did actually use his time. Just he's good at increment. Very good with increment and lost position. This is similar to a position I've played before, but not quite right. I'm used to the knight being on d2 instead of c3. I had a game with Erdos Victor. Similarly, I'm playing the Bogo Indian like a King's Indian, essentially. Knight h5, knight e5. Yeah, I like the 5+3. John Koss. I would prefer to play 5+3. I just do the 7-3, so I have more time to commentate. I mean, personally, I would prefer to play 5-0. But if I don't have an increment, I can't instructively discuss the games. You know, we could just play bullet chess like a lot of chess streamers. But I don't think it's very instructive. It's just a chance to act cool, to look cool playing really fast chess. I don't think it's actually very instructive. The chess streamers who play bullet. All right. But PSG Sakura, I don't really understand how you can be as strong as you are, you know, without more theoretical knowledge. That's kind of weird. How can you be so good at bullet, you know, without having more theoretical knowledge? It's kind of hard to understand. How do you get like that? I don't know how you can get good enough to be that good in bullet chess. You'd have to just play like massive amounts of bullet games, I guess, without studying, you know, which is okay, you know, if you enjoy it, but totally the opposite of me. This is a weird sort of passive move, bishop back to e2. I don't know, I'm really, really, really tired today. I don't know why. I need to have my afternoon nap. Coffee's not helping. That's basically what happened. I just ran out of energy in that game. Usually the coffee wakes me up, but I would prefer to have played the super fast player a few more games into the stream. Move 11, whoa. I don't like to play the super fast bullet players in the first couple of games that I play because I'm not even warmed up. I'm not like you. I haven't been on the site like all day playing bullet chess. I just logged on for the first time like 10 minutes ago, so I'm not warmed up. Move 11 just donated 1, 2, 3, 5 gift subs. He gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Coach, no problem at all. John Koss, John Mac 11, and Shaydock. That's awesome, man. Thank you. So I'm trying to figure out what to do here, and I still haven't been able to do it. Let's just brainlessly play a move. Right. I don't know much about this player. A me boy. He just sort of shows up once in a while. But he's really fast. You gotta give him credit for being fast. I'm not quite sure what my plan is here. Just moves just keep coming faster than me. It is not going to be my day on speed today. But I don't understand, like, majority of people that watch my stream, I would think, if they appreciate my game, then they should be playing slower because I don't emphasize, like, fast play. Yet, there's a lot of people, like Jim is a very keen follower of the stream, and he loves to play bullet chess. Not my thing, you know. All right. $40 viewers. That's nice. Move 11, great job, man. Thank you for donating 5 gift subs. And you got a lot of people who are watching, who are participating in the stream. So John Koss, Coach, just to name a couple that got the gift subs. Percy Hepworth playing only long time controls. It's the best way to improve. You know, I really think that Bullet just makes your game artificial. A lot of people will be like, oh, Magnus and Hikaru are great Bullet players, but they were great tournament players. I think first and foremost, you know, you can do that. You can become fast later. I think that's the important thing. First, you have to become good, you know. Then you can make your game faster and faster. You can play faster. I think you have the fundamental understanding and be a really good player first. Not to put emphasis on the speed first. The primary thing is to play well, and then the speed can be improved later. That's the proper order of things, you know. You need to be a really great player first, and a fast player second, you know. He instantly took with the bishop on b4. I was expecting the pawn takes. Wonder why. Another player who's exceptionally fast with no bullet games, and that's practically impossible, dude. Do you have like a second account for playing bullet or something? How can Amiiboid have no bullet games? He's really, really fast. He's playing really well here too. This is like an extremely controversial move. Well, I don't know, PSG. You're a 1700 player and you play extremely fast. Wouldn't fast be enough in Bullet? Isn't that the whole point? You just flag people? It doesn't really matter how good the moves you play are. I mean, you're just like so fast that they can't keep up. This is controversial. I mean, I'm leaving e6 weak. The white square is kind of weak. So trading my white square bishop, I mean, from the beginning, you know, if I had more energy, I would explain to you guys how that whole move, and the reason why I took so much time on this whole plan to play bishop g4 is counterintuitive. You know, this is actually, it's actually an e45 position, and it's almost always bad strategically to play bishop g4 in e45 positions. He's not giving me much choice here. This is always a very solid structure for king position. If you were taking draws to benefit the team, then rating should be taken with a pinch of salt. That sounds like it's obvious. It seems just absurd to me to discuss like quality quality of chess in 1-0. Really. I mean, I just, you know, occasionally you can try to justify it if you want to, but I mean, basically when I see grandmasters playing 1-minute chess and they're just hanging pieces, I see a waste of time, you know. I don't see how that is chess or benefiting anyone. I just can't see how that can be justified. As entertainment, as a funny sort of thing to do, but This is an extremely strong positional move. Stopping e4. Wow. I mean, Meeboyd is fast, and he's extremely strong strategically. Very strong. I don't know what to do here. You may see some good games with almost no mistakes. Come on, man. I mean, yeah, compared to the people who are playing like 15-second chess, you may see some good games. I mean, there's definitely still a margin of difference between Magnus and other people, obviously, you know, but it's like, it's just ridiculous when I watch Super Grandmasters hanging pieces, you know, it just seems like, what's the point of this? This is just silly. How strong is this guy? Positionally. And fast. 1798. He's had the time lead the entire game. He's still got the positional bind on e4. I like that bishop recapture. I expected the pawn recapture before, controlling c5. He never even gave it a second thought. Totally positional. His whole idea is that he'll just hack the knight if I put it on there. So I could never actually play knight c5. Maybe eventually he'll make some sort of mistake, but I mean, up until this point, 25 moves, White is playing really well. I have a slight structural advantage, but it's compensated by his control of e4. I've been completely unable to control that square. Look at this. This is weird, though. The double rooks on the d file. What is he doing? This is probably a mistake by me. Look at that. Instantly found knight h4. Damn, dude. Check him out. How strong is this guy? Like, seriously. What just happened? Rook e2. I think this guy's rating is a little bit low for his objective strength. Played an epic game and I'm very, very lucky. And he found another defense. Oh my god. He just defended that too. Wow. I just can't win. It's unbelievable. He has an answer for everything, literally, except that. Finally, he lost the pawn after 70 moves. 1798. Why is everybody so good? It's just crazy. There's another mistake by me. Not sure. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous for his rating to be 1700. I don't know how that can be vaguely possible. Just the positional level of his play, you know, way beyond the average. It's also not bad tactically. Finally, coming unglued. A lot of pawns. Trick or treat. Man, it's like impossible to beat these people. 1700. Epic. Wow. Nice, 1700. Alright, Arsenal's up. Take it easy on me, man. I'm not in good form today. What are we going to do? I mean, he was probably better through much of that game. Better through much of the game. I don't remember previous episodes facing Arsenal Fen. I probably played this opening against him before. Or he has studied my other games with other people's. Maybe we did have a game. Bishop e3 right away. Gives me this option to play bishop g4. I don't know if this is great or not. It's the only move to try to take advantage of his move order, which is usually h3. Yeah, 1700 is a pretty average rating. I mean, from what I've seen, is it better than 70% of all players? When you talk about all players, what do you mean? You're talking about like all players who play, you know, casual chess in a cafe or online. There's a ton of people on the online chess who are like, you know, just random people who hardly know the rules that are going to drag the average down, you know, pretty low, I would think. You know, so you got lots of people who are like 800 or lower. Wow, b3. All right, so knight takes d4, bishop b7, knight f3 check, queen f3, bishop c3 check. I'm getting confused. I know this is a good move. I don't like the queen a, queen d6 Scandinavian. It's one of those openings that I played a couple times, but I never felt comfortable with. I did some videos on it long before it was that well explored. But I didn't like the fact that it was already, it had become trendy, and I was a little bit late with that. I think the only way to play the Scandinavian is to take on d5 with the queen and play queen a5. It's really clearly the best for black. Knight f6 is bad. This opening can't be played at like longer than rapid chess time controls. Arsenal fan, you must take there on b7, I think. Arsenal second guessing himself. He who second guess himself. You try to convince myself that 1500 is not that bad. Well, I mean, if you looked at the technical statistics, it probably is like the average. More like 1500, not 1700. Mr. Coffee knows something about this stuff, but it's gone down. You know, when I was starting out in chess, 1500 was the average, but there's more and more people with like ultra low ratings. I mean, little kids who just don't even know how to move the pieces are being thrown into rated tournaments. When I started, like the lowest rating was like 900. I mean, I was 1275, and I mean, I don't think there was really anybody below 900 or 800. You pre-moved that, Arsenal? Did you pre-move Queen takes F3? That's just sick, man. That's sick. You're a sick puppy to pre-move Queen takes F3. You need help. So what am I gonna do? All right. Gonna sack my queen for 2 pieces here, obviously. He's got some compensation. Many of the players in your tournaments are sub 1000. You see, like when I started playing chess, nobody would play in a tournament if they didn't at least have a decent handle on the rules and stuff. Man, knight e4 is just evil. He's trying to win my queen. You're a sick man. Speaking of bullet chess, gotta cure Arsenal fan of his bullet chess addiction. He's got knight c5 coming now, so this move just completely refutes my whole move. Wow. Just completely refuting everything. That is just brutal. Damn, dude. Can't say I saw that. I guess I should have played Queen c8 before. Trying to stay awake, guys. Been a long day. Need more energy. Send me your Red Bulls. We're having fun now. Arsenal just like just drops a central pawn for no problem, you know. He just drops a central pawn. Completely okay. But as compensation. I don't need any cookies, man. Believe me. I definitely don't need any cookies. I had like a cereal bar before the stream. That's the right square, but the wrong piece, I would say. You should play the knight to c5, and I'm just utterly paralyzed. Arsenal fan has a tendency to be kind of rush when he has a good position. Let's say you have players who are under 200. How can you even be under 200? I don't understand. Like, you lost every single game you played to 600s? You lost 20 games to 600? I mean, yeah. All right, we're staying alive against the Arsenal fan. He let us live. It's probably some subtle trap, though. He's trickier than he looks. The bullet chess is addictive, and I never started it for that reason. I mean, I've seen people like, case in point, Larry Christensen, grandmaster, addicted to playing bullet chess. So for the last 20 years, all he did was like play bullet chess. Great. And from that, he's benefited what? I don't know. I still don't see any benefit from it. Larry's a great bullet player. Well, he was. Now he's getting up there. He's old school bullet. Like Maxim Dlugy. Maxim Dlugy, Feingold. This is like the Psychic Network. G4. Arsenal Dial, the Psychic Network. Arsenal looks pretty good. Oh man. It depends on how many beers he had the night before. Dlugy was probably the best among them. Feingold and Dlugy were playing bullet chess before, like, I remember seeing them play 1 minute chess before it was being played online. The original live over the board bullet chess. Percy Emperor, are you making that up, dude? Roger Daltrey in pinball? It sounds like one of the most random things I ever heard. Roger Daltrey and Howard Stern have bullet matches. Alright, what are we gonna do? I would believe almost anything at this point. Guys, tomorrow night is the Ponda Arena, don't forget. Ponda Arena Rapid Tournament tomorrow evening. This guy's coordination, man, I mean, it's beautiful. So Arsenal's strategy is to just give you a pawn for nothing and then play perfectly after that. It's almost like he's spotting me a pawn just to make it challenging and then outplaying me. Bishop takes e7 was just played. Wow. There goes my advantage. But I don't think I had an advantage anyway. Like, even if I played the best move here, this is full compensation for the pawn he's down. It's unbelievable, you know? So he just wins the pawn back. It's a draw now. Nothing to see here. And truthfully, he's like, could be theoretically better. like, how is his bullet rating 1795? Again, you have to ask, how can somebody be that good and have the rating be so low, you know? Wow. He's not talking today, which is interesting. Because normally Arsenal fan is talking. It's a little weird. Did he talk earlier? It's very, very uncharacteristic. Is he talking? Do you see? I'm scrolling up trying to see a comment from him. When was the last comment from him? There he is. About 10 minutes ago, before the game. But he's been very concentrated during the game. This is an amazing game by White. Just sick. This is a great game. I mean, he makes one mistake in the opening. He's down a pawn, and then he played perfect game after that, and I'm just lost. That's an insane move too. Queen f3. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Exactly. Like, I don't know. Generous draw offer. Does that save the game? Shouldn't save the game, right? Check. Check. Even this winning attempt. Incredible concentration. That's it. Resigns. Wow. Check this out. It was a draw, but I couldn't find it. Wow. Check this out, this game. I never ever had a chance. It's like even when I was down a pawn, he had full compensation, I think. Unbelievable. All right. Knowledge Papa. Thanks for being subscribers, guys. Subscribers are up next. That was an incredible game. Not my day. I need to get a little bit more rest. Not feeling good today. Not taking anything away from his victory, but we saw my previous game against PSG. I'm not quite all there today. But full credit to Arsenal fan, really well done. It was a perpetual check. I just didn't see how to force it. But it doesn't matter, he was winning anyway. I can't believe the level of playing. In general, like my simul yesterday, even you guys here, is incredible. I mean, the average rating is pretty low. It's kind of a boring variation. Let's come back. Notch Papa has 4 draws, and I barely managed to squeeze out a win, and he's 1900. Pretty standard for my stream. If I played in like a random tournament on lichess, I would win like 45 out of 47 against 1900s, probably. If you go to the hourly Blitz tournament, I swear to God, if I just enter a random tournament on lichess, my score against Notch Papa's rating is like, it's got to be 99% or 98%. But he's, you know, typical here. It's like 2 out of 5 against me. Good job, Asterbait. I mean, Asterbait. Arsenal. Where is Asterbait? Is he here? Is Asterbait missing again? He was here earlier. All right, Asterbait has a good chance to beat me today. He's missing his golden opportunity. Well, he's beaten me before. He's never drawn. Yeah, it's yesterday's simul was brutal. Maybe that's what I never really recovered from yesterday's simul. Arsenal. No, every time I say Asterbait and Arsenal, look at this move, Bishop H3. I mean, that's a sophisticated move, you know, for someone who's like 1902. Although he's kind of a mystery. That's a very sophisticated move for someone who's rated 1902 to know about. You know, that's kind of like an advanced positional concept for this type of position. I mean, you learn that from me. How could you learn that from me? All right. I don't think we ever played this before. Well, you could have seen me do it in some other game. I can't afford to give up my white square bishop. It's just too important. So bishop takes f3. I don't think that that's any good. It's a good answer, though. Normally, when someone finds a move like bishop h3, it means they studied this position in books. His interesting attempt here, e4. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes e6, check, king h8. Just attempting to refute black's opening out of hand. So far, white's play looks perfect. I don't think you could possibly play better this position. He played e3, which is too conservative. This looks like the critical try that virtually refutes black's position. Because after pawn takes pawn, bishop e6 check, I think white's just better. It's not like I have to resign, but what he did is inconsistent. Now black is fine. It's still white is solid, and I don't think I have really an advantage. We could try to be creative, but that could actually backfire. Let's just fight for the center. This looks like some kind of position Magnus would like. It's a weird Stonewall Dutch that I don't really like. I seem to end up in a lot of closed positions for some reason. Queen e2 is just another great move. I think I'm just going to give up against you guys. I can't beat anybody. I mean, Notch Papa made one hesitant move with e3, but other than that, it's like playing a rock. This is a little hesitant as well. Again, I think you got to look at e4. He'd have to calculate that carefully. After a full coffee and a full beer, I'm starting to feel like I'm almost conscious. Now, you know, what might be an arguable positional mistake, f4. Not even that is easy to really say if it's bad or not. Most people would be reticent to do this with white, including me. You're leaving with black with a big knight against a kind of sketchy bishop. He doesn't seem to care, though. Wow. All right. What the? It wasn't a good idea. I thought queen takes c4 was interesting. Can you play that? It's still defensible for white. Maybe queen a8 was actually better. Believe it or not. So stupid. Queen a8 is better than queen b7. Guys, 5:30 tomorrow, the Ponda Rapid Arena. And I just want to remind everyone that I am moving back to, there it is, that's the reason. Moving back to Hungary, November 6th. The stream will be down from the approximately the 2nd to the 9th of November, 1 week. We're changing to the European facing time. Okay, well, it was nice having a fork there, but it's not on. Maybe rook f7. Did the World Series start tomorrow? Guys are always talking about football, but I only watch like American sports, really. Although living in Hungary has given me some interest in soccer. You guys, I actually played soccer, believe it or not. And I was on the state championship team for little midgets when I was a little kid. But I don't remember if I scored a goal. I was defender. All right. What I didn't like about football was the fact that you just run around incessantly with no apparent chance to score. Unless you're like one of the stars of the team. There were like 2 little kids on my team who scored goals, and then the rest of us just like ran around all the time for no particular reason. It wasn't fun, you know. It was just not fun. That's why I'm not a big football fan today. Asterbate, what's up? Yeah. We're taking over. Oof. This looks bad. Alright, that went wrong. Launch Papa, bad decision to not play e4. You had 2 chances to play e4, guys. Check this out. Man, I mean, if he plays e4 after bishop h3, knight d2, bishop b7, this is just a killer, dude. This is the whole point to win control of the e4 square. This is advantage to white, you know, after that. And I think you even have a second chance to play e4. You gotta strive for e4. It's the Queen's Indian. I mean, it's like a Dutch kind of, basically, because I played f5. Probably f5 is not a great move for me. You could see, like, the engine's like, f5 wasn't a good move. If this was a tournament game, yeah, I probably would have played something conservative like bishop f6. But I was experimenting. Angry Dragon and Chestosterone. NFL Monday Night Football is on tonight, so we've got to watch that. Last night was like a sports abomination. Nothing good to watch on TV. Hopefully the Patriots will beat the Jets in a close game, so it's at least. Sometimes when your team is too good, you know, it's not even fun anymore. It's not fun to watch like one team just like slaughter the other team and there's no hope, you know. I want to see the Jets at least give it a good try. It's just boring to watch the Patriots just slaughter team after team. You know what, Turkey Farm? I never watched hockey really since I was a kid, but because I had a lot of friends who were into hockey, we used to play street hockey, and hockey was very popular where I grew up, or fairly popular. Um, but you know, hockey is an awesome game to watch. Actually, the action is intense. It's very fast paced. Um, I have to say, you know, it seems like an awesome spectator sport. Fortunately, the Bruins lost to St. Louis last year. So embarrassing. We used to play street hockey, but I'm a terrible like skater, so I was never very good. I'm terrible at ice skating, terrible at rollerblading. Goalie, yeah, goalie, definitely. All I need is a Canadian accent is to perfect my Canadian accent, and we'll be all set. Or Finnish accent, something like that. The Finnish accent's got to be really hard. Knight e4. Better watch bowling than hockey? Come on, dude. Are you serious? It's not. It's exciting to watch hockey, man. Hockey has a lot of action. The action is very fast paced. I'm surprised you wouldn't like it, Jim. They're big on ice hockey in Greece. it's it's normal for the climate there. The Greek ice hockey league, very popular. Ice hockey's huge in Jim's home country. Perfect, the perfect conditions. The Mediterranean Hockey League. I still want to do. I want to start bowling, chess bowling, the ultimate nerd sports. Chess, bowling, dart, triathlon. All right. That'd be awesome. Drinking. Chess, bowling, darts, where drinking is allowed during the triathlon. Pub sports league. Yeah, I don't really want to free his. You know what? I changed my mind about this. Do I really want to free his Angry Dragon? Do I want to free his guy? Man, this is ugly. Knight d6. Angry Dragon. He likes knights. It's interesting. Reminds me of another player we had who liked knights better than bishops. I can't remember now. Even that coffee and beer wasn't enough. I don't know why I'm so tired. Guess I didn't sleep enough last night. Staying up too late to watch American football. So I just want to remind everybody again, thank you for your donations, by the way. We had a couple streaming donations from WJ Loof. I'm not sure if that was new, but definitely someone on Sound yesterday. Thank you for that. You guys can donate via Streamlabs, or PayPal directly. But I wanted to say we've got the Ponda Rapid Arena tomorrow, 5:30 Eastern Time. Is NASCAR popular in the UK? Arsenal fan? I'm curious. You guys, I mean, you don't have any equivalent of that, right? I mean, do you have much auto racing in the UK? Is that a thing? Auto rallies? You have stock car racing? Demolition derbies. That's awesome. I like roller derby. Ladies roller derby. That works well with bowling. Pairs well with bowling. All right. Mr. Coffee is like, all right. I like the way this is going. You know, he's gotten a little bit passive. We have the central pawn mass. It looks textbook, but maybe I should castle first. Textbook. I could play f3 though. That probably doesn't hurt. f3, bishop f5, e4, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. You know what? Let's do it. Let's not be afraid of ghosts. Halloween's coming up. Astrobate's favorite holiday. In honor of all the TV commercials that play to the Halloween holiday, we're not going to be afraid of ghosts here. There's a check on h4. Screw it. So e4 is calculation time. e4, pawn takes pawn, queen h4 check, g3. Give me the money. Do we win a piece here? Don't ask me. I don't study chess anymore. Especially not openings. But Mr. Coffee says Chessable is not just for openings. We are not a sponsor of Chessable, is not a sponsor of my stream. And I'm not a sponsor of them. I think that you've got to be, just for my 2 cents worth, you've got to be skeptical of who is producing the content. You know, from what I've seen, there's a wide variety of levels amongst the people who are producing content for Chessable. You can't just lump everybody, you know, into the same category. I'm not saying like you have to be a grandmaster to produce good chess content, but I am saying like you need to be kind of wary, you know, that there's a lot of sort of better stuff and probably a lot of bad stuff. It's like watching YouTube chess videos. One of my mods is an author. Well, I mean, I'm sure that Infinite Flash Chess is fine. I wasn't referring to him, you know. But I'm sure there's also ones that aren't so good. So you have to be, you know, thoughtful, I guess. But it's the same with buying books. I mean, there's a lot of really, 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 really bad chess books. I told you guys, the Weedmaster for $20 bought this book called The Elshan, which is a guy, some Russian master, writing a book about like an absurd opening that's just irrelevant to to real chess theory. You know, so you can sell anything. Angry Dragon just hanging tough here with the knights. He likes knights. Who likes knights better than bishops? Forcing chess moves. So they've got a chessable for that. The Hertan book. I guess we should just go with this. I don't like trading my bishop off. In general, you don't want to give him your bishop pair and have him like lock down his knights and have a good blockade with the two knights in a closed position. But my central pawn mass is so strong here. He might not be able to blockade it. That's the moral of the story. Doesn't e5 win a piece? Does it win a piece? Why does it win a piece? I have no clue why it would win a piece. Why would it win a piece? Bishop takes e7. Man, this is kind of annoying. g4. I mean, the guy's got some serious, like, knight issues. I can't play too many more games like this, dude. It's painful for me to play this disgusting closed positions every single game. They try to lock it up. Is it my fault that this is so closed? He keeps finding defenses. No matter what I do. Bishop e7, knight e7, bishop g6, f takes g6. I mean, it looks good, but it's still not over. Just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. e6, pawn takes pawn, bishop e7. He's even like pre-moving. I mean, this should be the over for black by all rights. And he's still alive. I don't even understand how it's possible. New York, Bob? I appreciate your comment, but New York? Really? Gotta come up with something better than that. What's with New York? No, the Patriots are playing the Jets tonight. You know about that, right? And there was the Astros. Are you just messing with me? Dude, New York is like... It makes me sick to my stomach sometimes. Damn, dude. Look at this move, h6. Alright. Rook takes 96. He's coming up with this insane shit, man. Wow, dude. Language, William. Well, now he turns into Bullet Man. I forgot about that. There's a sudden increase in speed. It reminds me of someone else again. Angry Dragon, I think I know. You must be. It's weird. Familiar to me. Somehow. Purple Dragon. Imagine that. What a theory. It's not a far stretch, you know, to come up with Purple Dragon. There is something inherently similar about them. It's been verified. He's been verified by Google. But you got to admit, I guess, you know, it's something like just the name that does it. His intense will to win. That's the proof. It's deep. Incredibly intense will to win. It's not very it's not really scientifically proven. Okay, guys. So we've got time left. Unsound, sack, then mate. They're up next. They do have enough games. I don't remember. We had a draw against them. It's okay. No, I mean, the way I'm playing today, I expect to lose. I lost several games. I wouldn't resign against me either, especially fast time control. I'm not insulted by that. You know, sometimes at the end, if it's like ridiculous, I could easily have lost on time. At the end, okay, you gotta resign. If you play it out when you're like down a queen, I mean, that's humiliating. Asturbate's favorite account. Unsound Sack is not here. He's not in the building. We'll give him 30 seconds. I'd only played this player once before. Simulgame. Draw. I don't remember. Let's, alright. Resign. Offer draw. Board game. Okay, Yevgeny will be here. Yevgeny's up to 2100. He was over that before, though. Probably. Don't bite. Don't bite the bait. Warnaki. Bob wants to guide the conversation to troll topics. Make me He wants to make me. He wants to alienate me from other streamers and make me insult people. But I don't think any stream should get. I'm gonna, get to be reliant on like one sponsor or whatever. Then it's like their private stream. What's the point of that? All right, Yevgeny Viktorovich. I've played this before. I don't really play the Benko, but it's a form of the Benko. Yeah, that's embarrassing for someone to play on 20 minutes with a totally hopeless position that a 1200 could win. And to humor them because they're giving you money, I mean, it's a little too much. Just because they're sponsoring you doesn't mean they have to like make everyone feel like it's just a ridiculous waste of time. Dude, it's okay that he's sponsoring tournaments. Say, hey, look, dude, I know that you're sponsoring, the stream for a lot of money, but this is like a place where you have to resign. But I was never signed up for this to try to make money, really. I like the notoriety. I just became a professional chess player for the fame, not for the money. You guys know that. That's what I tell everyone. We're in it for the fame, not the money, guys. The fame and the girls. Vomitous. Adjective. Inducing a vomit. The girls and cheese. Then Bob, you see why I get frustrated with Bob, I do all this to become famous, and then Bob chases all the girls away from the stream. Basically undermining everything I'm trying to do. I already sacrificed the money because I'm interested in that. I'm doing it for the girls. And Bob comes along and tries to alienate them. That's why I had to start banning him now. You got warned, Bob. It's all right, man. Let it out, Arsenal. If the chess thing doesn't work out, I'll go get my master's degree in counseling, and we'll see what we can do to help you. Bob, you don't need any new identities. You must have like 40 accounts on every chess and streaming site, right? This looks like a pretty good position for white. I mean, h3 isn't the worst move in the Benko. It keeps the knight off of g4. I think this is a pretty decent Benko for white. He's threatening e5, maybe. That's the question. Is this a threat? How serious is e5? Sometimes it weakens the white pawn on d5 significantly. But what should I do? I was looking at trading bishops and trading queens with like queen a6. And then e5. Pawn takes e5, knight takes e5. Knight b6. Knight c6, knight e7. Knight c6, knight d5, knight d5, knight d5, knight e7, knight e7, rook e7. Black's fighting for a draw. My other option is knight e8, but it's rather passive. Do I have time for rook b8? guess rook b8 is a normal move. After all that time I spent just talking about things, I end up playing like the most standard Banco move. Automatic move, I think. Stream times will be changing from the 9th. Let's see, what is that day? Check my calendar. Looks like the 10th of November. The stream will be discontinued temporarily. Between the 2nd and the 9th of November, we'll be back on the 10th of November with the simul from Budapest. Okay, I was mostly concerned about e5. Certainly not forced, though. He has many moves he could play. Queen e2, queen c2, a4. Now he's setting up b3. Standard Banco. I had one student who played the Banco. It's not that common, not that popular for some reason. I don't really know why, though. I think it's actually a great opening for black, but it's just kind of out of fashion. My student who played the Banco, he actually did pretty well with it and always had interesting games. I really have no problems with this opening. This is not a true Banco, though. You know, my move order is inaccurate. He's not, you know, he's got a regular castle position. He didn't have to play king f1, king g1, king g2, or king f1, king g1, king h2. Material is the most overrated principle in chess. Edward Elric. That's what I would say. Single most overrated principle in chess. So, bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. Been here, done that, seen that before. Yes, strongest move. It would appear that's the strongest move. This can be trapped. The bishop can be trapped on e7 sometimes. It depends on the exact position. Not in love with king f8. The problem with the line, like, let's say, where I try to trap the bishop on e7, and I'll play f6 and try to trap his bishop on e7, he'll have some sort of counter sacrifice with e5, and usually that will free the bishop while freeing the e4 square for the white pieces as well. We'll end up with a game, something like my first game against, one of the early games against someone where I had white having just really good control of e4. So you like give up the e7 pawn, then they give up the e5 pawn to free their bishop, but they end up in a structure where black has a bad bishop. White's playing this really well in general. It's just getting weirder and weirder. Knight A4. That's quite a nice move. I think I would have played this very similarly to the way my opponents played it. Similarly. Simile. Well, I'm happy to get the queens off the board. What? Say, what's going on in the chat there? Talk of Bob. It's never a good thing. Stomach. I'm surprised he traded queens. I thought on Queen A5, our catchphrase is that Queen A5 is always bad. He should really go for Queen F4 here, I thought. Try to keep the queens on. Because in the endgame, despite the fact that I'm down a pawn, it's kind of like he doesn't really have any threats. This is the main thing about the Benko, like the dragon, the pawn chain. It's just so good. It's just incredibly good. Now he's going to need a good move, which he found there. Darn it. So he's still not really threatening anything. I have this. Yeah, I moved that king there to defend e7. Benko, one of those openings I always wanted to play, but I never quite could. I never really tried it, to be honest. I had a few books on the Benko. I considered trying to play it. I don't think I ever actually progressed to the beyond the trial stage. Good for you, Bob. Good for you. We usually ban Bob temporarily. Give him a reprieve at some point. So this is getting weirder now. I'm confused as hell. That's probably not the best move. He found this move. Well, I'm confused. But it has two connected pass pawns on the queen's side. But I get the exchange for a pawn. And I can play like h6. Actually, knight c1 might be a good move. Nah, but that's a blunder. I've got knight g3. No, I don't. Never mind. It's not a blunder. It's a blender. Is my knight trapped? He's got to defend it with rook d2. Momentarily awkward. It's just getting like really annoying. This whole game, dude. I should sack a piece here. How's my driving? Damn. Still no way in. His knight's trapped. 2 knights for the rook is a weird... Look at that move, rook a2. He found it with the back rank mate. Did he know I had the saving resource? What a game. And we just continue now to dance. So bizarre. Knight c8 maybe. I'm just slightly worse here. I mean, I'm happy with the draw. He found that move with no time left. Did anybody spoiler that move with 5 seconds? Check him out. And that's just ridiculous, dude. He declined my draw and found that with 5 seconds. Check this out. He missed it the move before, obviously. But check it out. So he set this up by playing rook a2. I had to play bishop d4. I was doing okay. Wow. Okay, good game today. We're playing well. Testosterone. Another mysterious player, very strong. Okay, Testosterone. But he's not a subscriber. Never subscribed to the stream. I don't know why I played him in front of Testosterone. Sorry about that. Testosterone, I should have taken your challenge before. Only lost 3 games today. Not quite myself. A lot of sketchy characters here on the stream. Post-stream nap, dude. That's called going to bed. That's what I do most of the time. Problem is, I didn't eat since 1 o'clock. So, when you don't eat for like 7 hours, it's kind of rough. Not easy. You take a nap in the night. I'll have a nap in the night. Turkey Farm also got a victory. My wonderful Simul. That was a funny game. I really missed some chances against you yesterday, Turkey Farm. I wasn't very confident in the position. I'm sure it was back and forth. I had a bad game, then I had an interesting chance, and then I had a couple chances, and then I just was too much in time pressure. I thought I was losing a piece against you in the simul game yesterday, Testosterone, but it turns out there was a couple different ways I could sacrifice it. This is a very aggressive, move that, in my experience, doesn't work out that well for black. I faced this a few times. I think Feingold tried to do something similar to that against me. It didn't work out really well. He did some sort of b5 and just got a kind of bad position. I've had a couple games that went like that. I don't really think this is great right away. If e3, then bishop f5. If e4, yeah, we're talking about that Benoni. Testosterone seems really good in his openings that he knows. But you were playing the modern defense before, right? Yeah, you started with a g6 move order. Bishop takes e7. You think this is better for black than a modern Benoni because the pawn on c4 for white? I don't know, Arsenal. That's a weird way to look at it. There's no activity though. You don't have the e-file, so you don't have anything to do. You can play a Benko. You can lose a pawn, and then I have the c4 square. It's kind of hard to play the Benoni without eventually playing e6 or something. You got to do something. So I don't think it's better. I mean, you normally do that anyway here. See? He's doing it anyway. It's just a delayed version. Now, this may be some sort of hyper accurate move order for black. Mr. Coffee, thanks for the donation. Mr. Coffee's donating for my poor play today. But I appreciate it. An incentive to play better tomorrow. The worse I play, the more viewers we get. It's inverted. More viewers than usual means worse play. Knight a6. I had a game similar to that against Hungarian FM. He put his knight on b4. The thing I've noticed about the knight on b4 is that usually it never leaves. It just gets there, and it sort of hangs out there, but never actually does anything. Story of its life. Pass pawn 99. Dude, you can't compare my stream to like chick streams. Women have a built-in advantage. The chess players are nerds and they don't have girlfriends, so they're automatically gonna sort of gravitate to female chess streamers. They have a built-in advantage. Okay, so here we are. Standard type position. I like white. I played this position all day. This is my bread and butter. Expert in these types of positions. I have a very, very good score. So now we try to just basically roll him off the board with f4. I have a huge winning percentage these types of positions. Though I'm so tired today that I might mess it up. The rook may be involved in the future actions. This is merely a decoration on b4. I mean, I've played the black side of these King's Indians. You got to remember. I think I'm particularly good. There's a lot of players like that, like Petrosian. Okay, why was Petrosian so good against King's Indian? Because he played the King's Indian himself. You know, there are certain players who are good at playing against openings because they play it themselves. I played the King's Indian for both sides my whole career, so it's one of my stronger openings for white. But this is really bad. It should probably go to c8, objectively. Acerbate, I've taught Acerbate in the Czech Benoni that if you get that, or the Owen defense, if you get that bishop, you want it to go back to c8 to get it back into play. There's an argument that it's just completely out of play on b7 here. Okay, so my calculation is a little bit bad today. e5, just not doing anything. I've won some really gruesome games against masters. Positions like this. White basically has everything you could get in the Benoni. I mean, the rolling central pawns, good active bishop on h4, good cooperating. The white king is safe. Even my queenside rook can swing over and attack. Black has like zero counterplay. And this knight on b4 again is just like, it's just basically a decoration. It's not coordinating with the other pieces. And that's inherently what's problematic about knight b4. Yeah, I mean, the queen is bad, the bishop's bad. It looks good, but it doesn't work with the other pieces. So rook e8, sort of only reasonable plan. And now what? What does black do now? I've got complete control of d5. And it's just like the avalanche. I think it's like the perfect system for white. Once I had this game against Stephen Muhammad, who's like an IM, and his pieces got so ridiculous, he had like a knight on f8 in a position like this. Like, you can't play the Benoni with your knight on f8. You know, that doesn't happen. It can't happen. It means that it's over. Still, it's not easy to see a knockout blow here. e5, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, knight takes e5. There's nothing. I have d6, but he just e5 pawn takes pawn d6. It just doesn't seem to be a way forward for white, an obvious way forward. It's really annoying. Obviously, there's no obvious way forward for black either, you know. I might have to restructure this. The rook a3 never really worked. I might have to bring it back. Murnaki, take care. King h7. We're gonna re-coordinate. Now rook e1, bishop g3. Try to force through e5. 1, 2, 3. There's probably some flashy tactic or something that I had that's even better, but mentally I can't calculate. WJ Lou, thanks for the donation. Yeah, bishop g3 with rook e1, that's the idea here. We're going to try to get through e5. That's the classic crushing move against the Benoni. Now there's the f5 pawn, which is very fortunate for him that can even be protected. Man, you think he was toast here. I guess I made a mistake on that move. Understatement of the year. No, I have bishop e7. Okay. Almost didn't see it. That's how sleepy I am. Oh, he's got something against... I thought you were going to take with a rook, dude. Why did you take with the king? That's bizarre. He's taking with the king suddenly. He's got tricks. Like d5. Sudden tricks. The sneaky mate there? Why would he take with the king on there, though? That was so bizarre. Strange capture. Wow. Damn, dude, he's got some serious threats now. The increment expert. I thought I had a move here. Check him out. It's like really tough defense all the way. Wow. Nice job. You missed bishop takes g8 check. That's a weird move to miss. So you have rook takes and you actually have threats against g2. So I think that was just a bizarre decision to take with the king. Incomprehensible, really. I don't know what you're thinking. After rook takes g8, you have a chance. You know, that's just crazy. Really bizarre. Anyway, good games, guys. I'm gonna be back tomorrow with this Ponda Arena 5+3. No, 7+3 casual arena tomorrow night for the Ponda and Horses Club. Only friends and members of the stream. I'll call you members. Members of the stream and subscribers can play. I'm not just letting, Mr. Coffee and I are not just letting anybody to be exclusive members of the Pond and Horses Club. You have to be a regular here on our stream, basically, participate. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to get some rest. It's been a really tired night for me. So it'll be fresher tomorrow, hopefully. I will see you then. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, and to JCS. JCS will give us a game one of these days, hopefully. Take it easy on me. He is tough, but he's too modest to play. Anyway, thanks for having you back. I mean, it's great having you back, JCS. Mr. Coffee. Anyway, guys, from the Panda and myself, we'll see you later. And hopefully we can stay awake for the NFL Monday Night Football. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys. Take care.